So I'm a crazy bird person. I just put that out there. So my boyfriend and I were taking a trip. We were driving from where we lived in New York to Boston to come and visit family. And we pack up the car with all their stuff, your normal stuff, your clothes, your toiletries, your birds. Parakeets, to be specific, in a little cage, two little, a yellow one and a blue one who loved each other. Back seatbelt on them. They were great. Anyway, we're driving along the way. And my boyfriend says, I could really use a cup of coffee right now. I'm getting a little bit sleepy. So we pull off at a rest stop. And as we're pulling off, I notice that there's signs for fireworks for sale, which just so happens that his boss at the time was about to celebrate Canada Day. And it was clear to me that we weren't pulling off for coffee. We were pulling off for the fireworks because he was going to show up at his boss's Canada Day roof party with a bunch of fireworks so we couldn't buy in New York. Whatever. So I wait in the car for him while he's getting his faux coffee, and then he comes back with an armload of explosives, and I didn't really care. I pop the trunk, and we go to back out. And as we're backing out with our rental car, I see this shadow go across the hood of the car, and I immediately said, Stop the car right now, stop! And he's still rolling, and I throw the car door open, I'm getting out of the car, he says, what? I go, it's a bird! It's a parakeet! It is loose! And it has to be saved. And he's like, no, Kate. Nobody sees a shadow of a bird across the car and so that's a parakeet and it has to be. And at this point, now I'm wearing one of those wraparound dresses that you sort of tie at the side, but if the wind catches you right, the whole thing blows up, yeah. So, and he's all dressed up because he's meeting my family for like one of the first times ever. So he's got these brand new Bermuda shorts on, his little thong sandals he wasn't really comfortable wearing, and a long sleeve shirt. I didn't really go with the shirt, but whatever. Anyway, so by the time he actually pulls the car back into the spot and parks it and gets out, he finds me standing at the foot of this tree outside of a grocery store going, come. Oh, come on, sweetheart. And there's this beautiful lavender-colored parakeet in the tree. And she's looking at me like, I am terrified, and I am starving, and I want to come to you, but I don't trust people. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how to make this happen, but there's no reason in the world that of all the exits between New York and Boston, we pulled off at this one, and a parakeet happens to fly across the front of my car. So I'm thinking, she's mine. This is going to happen. So what do? I start trying to climb the tree in my wraparound dress. I gather a nice crowd of people from the shopping center. And now at this point, they're all going, come on, let's go! Nothing is going to scare a parakeet away faster than clapping and hooting and whistling and screaming. So what does she do? She flies away to the other side of the parking lot, and I'm devastated. And my boyfriend says, Kate, it's time to give up. And so I say, all right, it's time to give up. And we start walking back towards the car, and I'm pretty sad. I'm getting a little teary. The crowd disperses. And I say to him, those fucking people are good. I'm going back to try because I can get her. Without them, they're screwing it up. I can do it myself, right? So sure enough, at this point, I've decided to engage a shopping cart. I've flipped the whole thing upside down. I'm standing on top of it, which again happens to draw another crowd. And the whole thing happens over again. And it's been 3 hours, by the way. And we were expected for a really nice dinner. And it's getting cold, and I'm getting phone calls and text messages. And my boyfriend's like looking at me thinking, maybe this relationship isn't going to work out. Because she's a little, okay, so anyway. Once again, he says, Kate, that's enough. That's enough. She keeps flying back to the other side of the parking lot, and I'm devastated. I say, all right, and I give up. We walk back to the car. He puts the car in reverse, and we start backing up. And I say, screw that! I jump out of the car one last time as it's backing up, and I'm not even kidding you. I take my parakeets out of the back seat. I flip that shopping cart right side over. I put their cage in the baby seat. I open it up. My parakeets know better than to fly out. Sure enough, they sing a little song to her. She flies straight into their cage. I slam the door shut, pick up the cage, put it in the backseat of the car, strap it back in, sit down. I was like, oh, hell yes. That girl lived with me for 7 years, and I loved her every day.